Welcome to another episode of Three's a Charm. My name's Kanaya, and I have with here me again, my lovely co-host.
Destiny.
Nikki.
Yeah, so welcome back to another episode. We hope that you enjoyed the first one. We've heard all, the feedback, all the commentary. So
Evan Mobley comeback season.
yeah. I say he has some work, but I'm not mad at the answer. I'm not mad. It was a lot of outrage, but I'm not mad at
Both
it.
trying to say our team went super enough. How it went super? I think we had a good super team.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Well, I didn't think it was super, but
what do we have to work with?
It was getting there. Exactly. We still have way more new talent that we're gonna have to add. But I think what we had was pretty super.
No, I agree. So
at least along the lines.
Yeah, I agree. So before we get into our topics for today, want to just check in and see what everyone has been up to since our last episode.
Running the streets of New York.
Yeah. Same. I thought maybe since summer is coming to a close, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be inside a lot more. Nah, it hasn't been that way for the past 2 weeks, but I
honestly feel like, summer ends next week, literally.
September 22nd.
Yeah, the 22nd. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't even know when summer even ends. Like, people think, like, okay.
Once that weather drops,
exactly.
They're like, oh,
once
yeah, summer is here.
Exactly. Like, once it's not July anymore, they think summer is over. Yeah. Well, summer is over. But it's not until, next week. But honestly, I feel like I don't really go out for real until the fall and winter.
Really?
That's when you put on fit. That's when you put on fit.
I'm about to be inside.
That's when you put on fit.
I'm inside. I'm not.
The winter here is cold.
But it's New York. That's the best time.
It's too cold.
The New York trends to come out.
It's too cold. The fits be fitting, but
fits be fitting. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
I'm ready for the fit season.
Yeah, it'd be cold, but sounds like we're still outside.
Yeah,
nothing really has changed much there.
Trying to stay up to date with everything that's going on. A lot has been going on recently.
I know there's been a lot. I'm not sure if y'all saw, but there's been this viral video on TikTok about a makeup artist. So she went to a wedding, and I don't know. I want to get y'all take on it and see what y'all think. Because honestly, I think the art of not being able to read the room is at an all-time high, and
yeah,
that just shows it. So what do y'all think? Did y'all get a chance to view the series and stuff?
Well, listen, I feel like I'm a nice person, but she was pushing the boundaries of what you can take. You can only fake laugh with someone so many times.
Exactly. Before
girl,
you need a gap.
Get out of my face.
Literally.
And I'm at some point you would think she would have been okay, I'm feeling this energy.
And she just kept saying how she was giving off good energy. Girl, you're supposed to do that as the makeup artist. And at first, I was listening to it and I was like, oh, I feel bad for the lady.
Yeah.
But then I realized how many times the bride had to console her. And I'm like, wait a minute, did she forget?
On her wedding.
Exactly. Girl, you're doing the most. If I gotta come and then it's good that they were consoling her, but I'm like,
no, it's not.
Yeah, it really ain't. For real, it really ain't. Because it's my wedding day. It's my day.
Yeah, she was giving very much main character. And I'm like, this is not it. She acted like she was the MC of the wedding.
Exactly.
I'm like, girl, you're literally the makeup artist.
I was sitting with the mother. The mother?
Right.
You don't know the mother.
Right.
Why are you even sitting with her, or even chopping it up with her?
She was supposed to do a beat, a few touch-ups, then go
and
on.
a little record. You can record the content of the makeup, but she literally was getting everything. She was like, oh yeah, the photographer was going to the reception, I'm going to.
No.
Damn, no.
Now maybe I understand how some people will keep the makeup artist close by so they can get a little touch-up, stuff like that. Nah, baby was eating, talking. She was sitting with the groom. It's when she said that she had been on her feet all day and she was sitting with the groomsmen, I'm like, the groomsmen?
Right. But the fact that she ate twice, that's what got me. She was like, yeah, I had to go back for food because there was none at the cocktail hour.
You know in good way you got to feed yourself before you come work for somebody. You can't provide services on an empty stomach.
But she said she ate twice, so she wasn't on empty.
Exactly. No. So I definitely can understand how the husband his frustration, because he's the one who
he
tell her to go we're not
right.
we're not doing more TikTok or whatever. So I definitely can understand it.
It was an unplugged wedding too. Like
Exactly.
I like went on the pages of like the bride. Like they hadn't posted like in like years on their social media. So she's dark-sided. I guess all publicity is good publicity. Maybe someone will see that and want to book her.
I don't know. It's interesting because I looked at her TikTok page to see, like, oh, like, does she usually do this? And honestly, she don't. Like, she'll just take the bridal, like, TikToks do the makeup, but it's not like the full. Like, she did a part 3. 3 parts of a wedding is crazy.
When she said that they were acting like she begged to be their baby, you did.
Yeah,
bro, the first video, she was like, the energy was good, so I decided to stay for the whole wedding.
They were showing me so much love, so you could do your good job.
Yeah, and the fact that she left and came back, she was like, yeah, I was crying, but I got myself together and came back.
Like girl,
are we
ideal?
But I think that kind of shows too. You need people around you that even in that time, like the bride, like, okay, I know she's stressed, like she got a lot going on. Like you need people around you that's gonna read the room and be like, okay, this is enough.
Exactly.
Wrap it up. And let's go.
Exactly.
No, I was gonna say, I feel like I'm always aware of that. Like, even as a kid, my mom will be like, you talk too much. And I'll be like, okay, let me keep that in mind.
Yeah. I think you brought up a tweet the other day about someone said something about making sure that
your kids know that they're like, tell your kids that they are annoying, because it's like my mom used to say that all the time. She'd be like, be quiet.
So they know. Like, don't be letting them go on, because kids will go on, like, especially if you letting them sing.
Not singing.
You know what I mean? Because my nephew like to sing, and I'm like, boy, you don't sound too good, but you can keep singing, but not right now.
But no, that was definitely interesting. And like while we're on the topic of like hot takes, things that are going on, let's talk about this Shannon Sharpe situation.
Unc was having fun. Unc was having fun.
So what are y'all like thoughts on it in a sense? And do you think, I know there was some commentary like, oh, this was kind of staged?
I think it was staged. I think it was staged.
But what would make you say that it was staged?
Because it's like, if I want to go live right now, I have to unlock my phone, go on Instagram, swipe over to live, press live, and then it gives you a countdown. We're live.
Hold on, but
that ain't how mine do, because mine got a little two swipes.
I updated my Instagram app just to make sure I wasn't missing anything, because I never update any of my apps, but I updated it just to make sure that was staged. Literally 2 days later, you have merchandise with the "Oh Michelle" thing on it.
True.
It was all humiliation ritual.
I'm like, Shannon.
Yeah.
I believe him.
And he didn't need to do it. Like, there were some people that were saying, like, oh, like, people were saying that he was gay. Like, was he trying to do that to, like, make it seem like, oh, like, he's not? And it's like, if he is at 60 years old, to feel like you need to prove your masculinity is sad.
That's why I didn't think that. I don't know. For me, I don't really think that it's staged, because, like you say, he doesn't really have anything to prove.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like he has a lot of things going on now where it's like, okay, if you do something like that, you're gonna lose opportunities. Like, it's not like, okay, we don't really know you. You do this, okay, cool. No, you have a lot to lose. So I don't know. For me, I don't think it's staged, but I think he made a good point. People do stuff for attention and. For social media, but
it's just like, how can someone verbalize how it's possible?
No, that's the part.
To go live.
That's the part before, like,
while you're hunching.
That's the part that
technology.
See, that's the part that gets me, because I didn't know how live worked. But when you're like swiping over on your phone, like, it's a couple of steps. Like, you're not just gonna like, okay, even if I throw my phone on the bed, like while
like, was they gonna record the session? Was they gonna record the session?
Exactly. That's what Rick Ross said. Rick Ross said, see, like, you meant to film it, and that motherfucker fell down.
Like,
and went on Instagram Live. Like, so a lot of people was like joking around.
I haven't heard that take.
Yeah, that's what Rick Ross said. It. So like, I don't know. Like, honestly, like, the media has, and I guess social media, like, we have definitely like taken it lightly, because had it had been like anyone else, I mean, like, Shannon Sharpe is like very like well known. Like, he's ESPN personality, whatever. You know, his Club Shay Shay, stuff like that. So he's very likable. So I feel like ESPN, like, not discipline him, like, was beneficial for them and for him because, I mean, like, they didn't want that backlash. If he wasn't on there or if something was to be less for Shannon, it wouldn't be good for his fans. And also, like, everyone kind of, like, clowned about it. Like, they had the emergency, you know, meet with an emergency episode, whatever, that night. And
like, even like, it's all for views.
I mean,
it's giving views.
I see like two parts of it because I'm like, okay, one part, okay, yeah, you can say for views. The other part, I'm just like, okay, you're kind of making light of a situation that
it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing, and he said it because I'm like, he definitely was like embarrassed, like
you have kids, you have family, and this isn't something where it's just like, oh, like a small platform. Like, no, we're on social media, like.
Now, I'm glad we ain't seen nothing because, boy, if we seen something, I would probably be geeking. But as soon as I heard the video, I was dying. I could not stop dying because I'm like, yo, like, I definitely, because, like, you know, some people was thinking, like, he may have been on the other side. Like,
I was giving voice actress.
I think it was real. I thought he got hacked, he said he didn't. So I'm like, okay, he took accountability there because I was like, okay, this cannot be him.
Yeah, the assistant that had got through to him, I guess, like, they posted, like, he was hacked or whatever, but I believe him. I think that, like he said, he was being an active male, and I'm glad that it was a Michelle and not a Michael, like they said.
I don't know. I didn't ever think that he was anything other than what he said he was. But
Yeah.
I know people have had conversations about
maybe because he just put together, and that's why.
Yeah.
People think a man can't be put together without him, you know, being little.
I don't know. I'm just skeptical of it all.
Nikki.
Because it's like, when you realize you were on live, like, who even cut the phone off?
No, so he said that his assistant, like, has access to the account. So he logged into the account and, like, turned it off, which I don't really know if that's how live works. Like, if someone's logged in on their phone, can I log into your phone and log into your account and just be like, stop the live? Like,
yeah, that's what they were saying.
I don't think that, like, transfers, but I don't know. I don't be on live, so, like,
it was all a lie. It was all a lie, guys.
If anything, he definitely gonna get more views, and maybe it was to sell them shirts because even like like you said, like the shirts already nightcap. Like he already got
Michelle,
nightclap on there.
Nightclap, exactly, nightclap. Like, come on, like within like the first 3 minutes of them, like him apologizing, like after him apologizing, he started cracking jokes. So
yeah.
I
mean, I also could tell, like, I watched, like, the video, the emergency thing that they did, and you could tell he kind of felt bad. Because I'm like, that is, like...
I'm glad
he has to show some type of remorse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't... The thing is, like, he's... Like, the way he put it... excuse me. The way he put it was definitely, like, easy for... like the audience to just grasp, like, okay, yeah, he's believable. Let's just believe him.
Yeah, that's why I feel like kind of for me, I'm just like, okay, like I thought you got hacked, you didn't, and now you're like, oh well, it wasn't.
He came clean quickly.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I think your point kind of brings me back to reality that people do things for stunts. So sometimes I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, like, okay, like why would you do that? But people just be doing stuff.
What Nicki Minaj say? Sympathy and payola.
Payola. The thing is, social media can gets a lot of people in trouble for like Paul Pierce got in trouble for, you know, him showing what he was doing back in 2021. Ja Morant always.
Yeah. And speaking of Paul Pierce, I think he was kind of like upset about it.
Yeah, there was like a
Shannon
double
Sharpe,
standard.
like, okay, they're not going to do anything. Paul Pierce, he goes live with, you know, some people in the background doing some extracurriculars.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, he's off the show. So,
but it's like the audio versus the visual of like,
right. Definitely
girls
different.
laying it low, spreading it wide.
Exactly. The difference between intent and accidental, like,
and that's why he can get off with saying it was an accident.
Because he didn't actually really like show anything.
I'm glad. I don't think I would have been able to. I don't think I would have been able to handle it if I seen anything of Shannon Sharpe. If it,
Nah, he yeah.
I mean, he looked good. It's a nice old man.
Built.
He is.
I mean, I'm like,
if I was a young tenderoni, like 25 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, have you
back
seen
in the
pictures
day
of him when he was young?
On the beach?
Exactly, like back in the day. Yeah,
he was being that up.
Yeah, he
a Hall of Famer.
But I still feel like it was staged. That's my end opinion.
And she's sticking to it. Nikki
That's
is
my story,
not changing.
and I'm sticking
just
to
like
it.
She think the Bengals or the Bagels or whatever you want to call them.
Bengals?
she gonna stick beside
she gonna stick beside them.
I hate the...
They lost in week 1.
But yeah, so we had a lot of, I guess, hot topics, a lot of things going on with the Shannon Sharpe, the whole wedding. Just read the room. That's all I have to say with that situation.
Exactly. Just read the room.
Read the room. But on a more, I guess, somber, different note, we did lose a few, people in music that were important, Frankie Beverly and Rich Homie Quan. So just want to, I guess, reflect on their impact on the culture. I know a lot of people, I saw a lot of TikToks, parents were crying, and it was a pretty sad, somber day. They're like, I'm at work. Frankie Beverly just died. Like, wrap this up.
Exactly. I seen one TikTok of like a mom, like boo-hooing, and her son was like recording her, and she was calling like her friends. But I think it's funny like how parents act when like their artists die or pass, like they're over dramatic.
Yeah. And I feel like it's a lot different for our generation because I feel like those artists, they're kind of older, so they've like seen them like grow. A lot of times with us, like people are really like 20, like losing their life, so we don't really get that I guess deep connection. Like like you like this artist, but you don't have this like 15-20 years of you going to their concerts. Like, you probably go to like 1 or 2. That's, and it's kind of like
I was gonna say, even when he like lost his voice, he was still selling out shows and people were going to see him. I think that's like a testament to the longevity that like artists from back then like have. Like even at the VMAs, like they had LL Cool J performed, and it's like he still got it. He's been, I don't know, it's just a different industry standard, I guess, for like older and like current artists nowadays.
No, I agree.
Artists back in the day was taking care of themselves. Well, no, I mean they were, but they were doing different things. I want to say more pure. I think things nowadays are.
We had the idea they were taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
But
I think like in terms of like, I don't want to go right into like drugs, but like in terms of like how, because I mean like, we know drugs are within the music industry in general. So like I feel like back in the day,
maybe a little cokey.
Yeah, exactly. They did a little. I mean, some people did a lot, and we know who the ones that did a lot. And I think it was like different. And nowadays, like people are trying and exploring new things, so it's different.
No, I've been seeing like, I saw like a video, like a music video, and like other people, apparently people are doing whippets.
Yeah.
Aerosol, whatever that means.
That's too
very dark-sided.
Yeah, no, it is.
Those are like real drugs, like drugs.
It's like, how do you even think, how do you even think about that thing? Like, I want to go get me some aerosol. Like, what? Like,
are into exploring.
Yes.
Exploring the wrong thing.
The wrong thing. Let's explore some things so we can.
Side of things. So, I don't know. It's pretty sad seeing that. But I think with Rich Homie Quan, there was, like you said, the parallel between like old artists, new artists. Like Rich Homie Quan, he's like young. Like he's like 30. Nobody
34.
expected. Like, even Frankie Beverly, not saying like anyone expected that, but like he had a long life. Like Rich Homie, he's like 34, I think. So it's like,
still holding 30 years.
Yeah, it's pretty sad to see. I also saw that Quavo posted like a picture of him, Takeoff, Offset, Young Thug, and Rich Homie, and it's just like crazy to see, like, I guess the impact that they had, but also just where we are with all those people that were in that picture.
Literally 12 years ago.
Like some people are here, some people are not here, some people are incarcerated, some people don't have the same group anymore. So I don't know. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
A lot happens.
Yeah, that was definitely an era though. Like when they did pop out, that around the era 2012, 2013. I named my 13-year-old self. Her name Versace was hot. I named Lifestyle, and that's why they built the case right off Lifestyle.
It's like fun
Type of way, like all that. Walk Through. That went gold, I think. Yeah, that was a golden single. So that was Rich Homie. But I feel like that was definitely like a time, like especially for like Atlanta rappers
in the South too. Like
exactly.
I would say we had teen clubs in Ohio, so like
clubs.
Yeah, we had teen clubs.
We didn't have teen clubs. But we had parties.
Yeah, we had parties. Like we had teen clubs. We had like people's parents would like rent out like halls and like stuff, and they would throw parties. And then like when I got later into high school, we would have like we would like rent a telly, like have a hotel party.
Rent a telly.
No, for real. We got a telly tonight. But I remember even getting my driver's license around the time of Bad and Bougie like era, like 2016 time. And riding around, like I really do miss that time period. I feel like life was so simple.
No, it was.
Life was simple. I was an adult.
Good. It was fun. I feel like the music was really good too. I feel like now we're kind of in like a drought for good music. To me,
it's interesting though, because even during that, it's like funny, like in hindsight, because even during that like 2016 time, everyone was like kind of crapping on like the SoundCloud like mumble rap thing. So it's like, it's funny how like in the moment people were like shitting on it, but like now we're like, damn, I actually miss that time, because it's only went downhill even more from there.
That's when the catchiness started. Now everything is just catchy.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, because I think now we look, like you said, 2016, everybody's like, oh, I wish I could go back to that. That was a time. But like you said, when we were in it, I feel like it was still a good time, but people were saying stuff about the music quality and everything. But now we're like, okay.
Cold in Minnesota.
Right.
Everyone.
Lil Yachty, he was catching so much flag.
He was.
Oh yeah, definitely Lil Yachty.
But I feel like he's evolved though.
He has. He's incorporated the Detroit sound as of late in his music.
And he's in movies now.
I heard this one song he has with, I think it's Babyface Ray, if I'm not mistaken, or it might be Little V's. I don't know.
Oh yeah, V's. Yeah, I know what song you're talking about.
I was like, okay.
No, all his music he's done with the Detroit artists, actually, it sounds pretty good. Yeah, I like
the whole
it.
Project, I think. With
yeah, but it's even like from that like time period, because I know we're gonna talk about the whole like Lil Wayne like thing, but like low key, all of these people are his sons. Like if you really think about like, it's like good and bad his impact, I guess you can say, on like music, but these are all like, everyone is his son, low key.
Right. Why would you say there's a bad impact? Like, are you just?
I feel like some of his worst qualities have been adopted. Like, you know how he always used to say like, oh, like I don't write, but like, and he kind of got that from Jay-Z too, like the not writing thing. But like, he was still able to like be like a good like lyricist, but like now the younger people are like, oh, I don't write, but they're not writing elementary bars. Yeah, you need to write it down because it sounds a mess. Like I always say that like just off production alone, like Bossman D-Lo is like the best trash rapper like ever.
Yeah, he makes those sounds.
If you listen to
exactly, it's the same. For real.
But you sometimes he may change that beat up a little bit. So you're like, okay. And then TikTok gonna blow it up. So he's like, exactly. Okay, this is the vibe. Like, I'm not really listening to what you're saying, but
it's the production. And that's why it's funny, because like even like the song that Kendrick just dropped, people were like, oh, like it's boring, da 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 da. And it's like we got to a time where like men want to hear music they can shake their ass to, and that is crazy.
Men? Now, Nikki.
They do.
I mean, a lot of dudes do.
Am I lying?
Make music.
They'll say, "Oh, this is scaring the hoes music." Just say you want to shake your ass.
Period. Like, Nikki said, "Just come out and say it. Come out and say it, so we can get this out."
Just say this ain't the music you can blow hookah smoke in the camera to.
Nah, I definitely, like we were saying like last episode, like music has definitely changed. Music has definitely like changed, and I feel like if it is catching up to go on TikTok and blow up, it's a good song. That's how people think of it nowadays. But
there's some instances where it's like a good thing. Like I'll say, during COVID, Doja Cat, the Hot Pink album, like Streets, Rules, all those songs did numbers on TikTok, but like it was still like a very good project. Like, I don't know, it helps and it hurts like certain people, but I always say that like social media influence, clout, whatever, doesn't always translate to album sales either.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So, y'all think that's how Kendrick got picked?
Why? Because he had a good song?
Because everybody on social media blew up his one song.
But I mean, it's still like number 1 or number 2 on the chart. So it did translate. And I mean, Kendrick does like sell records though. Like even outside of the whole like Drake like thing,
it's not like he had this one song and it's like, oh, like this is what got him there. I feel like he has a good, I guess, portfolio of music.
Yeah, like Kendrick did numbers with a freaking jazz rap album, To Pimp a Butterfly. Like even though it was like, you know, like snap, like rap, whatever, it still like did numbers. But that's also why Drake.
Do y'all think that? Okay, so we know like I don't want to jump, but the Rock Nation artists is like. Do y'all think like the whole beef between it wasn't even like beef between him and J. Cole, but the whole back and forth bickering, whatever, you think that was like a part of the plan since they're both under Rock Nation, right? So do you think that could have been a part of the plan to, you know,
hold on, Kendrick's on Rock Nation? No, he's TDE.
Oh well,
no, I don't even think he's part of TDE either anymore. Yeah,
no, okay,
he's like on. I don't know where he signed to.
Well, J. Cole is under Rock Nation. So do y'all think that him and the bickering back and forth were influencing his road to the Super Bowl?
J. Cole?
Yeah, I mean he has his own label, but he was still under Jay-Z.
Well, he pulled out very early on. I feel like J. Cole, he was like, what is it? Is it For All the Dogs? What's the song where he was like, We the Big Three? I feel like he was really like, oh, like we all cousins.
Exactly. Like J. Cole didn't want to do it, but what if it was
Kendrick was like, fuck the Big Three?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if it was like
he pulled out early though.
What if it was like a stunt? Like, what if it was a part of the plan?
No, I don't think, because I feel like J. Cole has always had, because like of that generation, it was Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole. I feel like he's always had, and like to a lower extent, like Wale, whatever. But I feel like he always had like, I don't want to say like little brother syndrome, but like if people would go through the artists, they'll always say that J. Cole was like the third best. So I feel like he was trying to like put himself like, I'm third, but like, you know what? It's all three of us and I'm happy with that. I'm happy to be here. But I mean, whatever diss he put on his album, he took it off because he was like,
he is a
I'm not trying to be part of this.
Yeah, exactly. He probably saw that it was way deeper than maybe what he.
Yeah, and he probably like, let me go ahead because I got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, it's about to get really spooky. Let me just.
But Drake and Kendrick apparently have been throwing like subliminals like for like the past like decade almost.
Drake gonna throw a diss at anybody. He think he can rap or go with it to anybody.
No, he can rap. And that's
I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying like he gonna try his hand with anybody. Like,
no, I think the thing that happened in this that gets lost, like obviously Drake became a pop star or whatever, but like I feel like people are starting to like berate or like not really appreciate his rapping ability. And I don't think that's fair. I mean, he definitely lost. Yeah, and I don't think he's necessarily a good battle rapper per se, because like even the Pusha T thing, like it's like for anybody else, it would be like a good diss track.
Yeah.
But like against Pusha T and Kendrick, it was weak. Yeah. And even with Meek, I feel like Meek more so was unprepared to even go up against the machine that is Drake. So that's why it looked like a landslide victory. But like in this one, I feel like I don't think Drake will ever be humbled. So I can't even say this humbled him.
And I can't even say that. I can't even say he should be.
Yeah. But like he definitely took a L.
No, I agree he did, but like you said, I think people are kind of discrediting him a lot, and I'm just like, I mean, it's not too many people you're gonna put up against Kendrick, and it's gonna be like, okay, like you won.
Yeah, Kendrick is definitely a lyricist. He is definitely a lyricist, and I mean, it's only like a few people that are considered lyricists. So,
and the fact that they've had beef for like so long, and he is a lyricist, so it's like he can entertain.
Yeah, he been accumulating facts,
right?
So he can cook him up. But what do y'all think about Drake, or it being alleged that Drake was given the offer to like perform at the Super Bowl?
I don't think it's far-fetched. Like, it's Drake. Who, even though they weren't really putting rappers like that on the Super Bowl stage, Drake, he already said, like, I'm a pop star. Like, he had already crossed over enough.
As big as the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I do wonder, like, because they said that he turned it. They said he turned it down. It would have been the first 2020, 2021. I think that's like the first 2 years of the partnership. So I'm like, maybe he was like, okay, it'll be better if I turned it down since this is like a response to the Colin Kaepernick thing. I don't know if he thought that far ahead, but like everyone was bashing Jay-Z when he first did it until, you know, everyone kind of forgot about it. And then they were like, oh, this is live.
Yeah, even Nicki.
LA.
Even Nicki, when she was like, oh, like one took a knee, one took the bag. It was just like, I guess.
But wait, she did say that.
She's been subbing Rock Nation and Jay-Z for like a minute now, though. Dang. I don't know if their beef is from the title thing or like whatever, because she said that she didn't make any money off of the title deal. And you know, she put the Feeling Myself Beyonce thing, that was a title exclusive, and like yeah, a lot of people who did like title exclusive, like for their first week, it hurt their streaming numbers, obviously, because they didn't put it on like Apple and like everything else. But I mean, she could also just be mad because, you know, Nicki's always mad.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's Nicki.
But that's my girl. I'm going to stick beside her.
You going to stick
my
by
girl, babe.
Yeah.
Crash out.
Why she not your girl no more?
Crash out. She just.
I mean, there's a lot.
She get, you know, once they get older, they get a little grumpy.
It's like, okay, I don't really like old bitter artists. It's just like, you had your time. You're still like,
and that's the thing.
Like, you never left the throne.
Right.
And that's the thing that I don't understand about her is like, even like in the female rap space, she has such a large share of the market because at the end of the day, Barb's gonna stream Nicki. Like everyone say like, oh, like I feel like for some artists it's like the love doesn't translate to real life, but for Nicki the hate online does not translate to real life because people
she can crash out and then the next day be like, okay, like I'm going on tour, I'm like dropping a song and it's
it's good.
Get up on your big foot.
Exactly. Everything.
Get up on your good foot.
Not get up on your good foot.
I'm sorry, the good Meg. That was funny. I'm not gonna hold you.
No, I don't like that.
It was funny.
You didn't like
the
that?
whole song was dark sided, but that was funny.
Like
I think Meg's song was better. Her diss was better anyway.
Yeah.
I just don't like, I don't like that.
It was mean. But it's rap beef. And I also feel like, and that's another thing, like, I feel like with girl, like, rap beef, everyone's like, oh, it's bullying.
Yeah.
It's mean. But Kendrick called Drake a pedophile like 5 times. And he's going to say it in front of 100 million people.
Until I actually thought of it. I thought he was really talking about like
a chord.
Yeah, A minor.
Well,
then
like
I was like,
double.
whoa, he mean an actual
No, it's double entendre, yeah.
Crazy. See what I mean?
But he was a good pick for the Super Bowl. I know Lil Wayne and Young Money, Cash Money Records was a little sad.
Gladys, said no business. But I'm like, I think the choice is already made. So I'm like, I don't really know what.
It's not any going back. Yeah, crying about it wasn't gonna solve. And I will say, seeing him like sitting and like I was broken, I had to be put back together. It's like, dang. I feel bad, but it's like you are Lil Wayne. You don't need to be
you don't need Super Bowl
on the internet crying over the goddamn Super Bowl.
We know who the boss.
But I think the internet probably got in his head a lot more. Like maybe he was hurt about it, but to the extent that I feel like he probably would have been without the internet. I'm like, I don't really think those align.
Because he has been saying for a while that he's always wanted to perform at the Super Bowl, so I understand that. But it's like, I don't know, no, especially since this is the last year of the Rock Nation partnership, and they have been doing like rap acts. Like, even though it was New Orleans, like no one had a bigger year than Kendrick Lamar as far as rap. So it's like, and he's the first male rap headliner solo.
Really?
Kendrick.
Y'all don't think he gonna bring that? Well, nah, he probably gonna bring nobody out.
He could.
Who y'all think he would bring out?
Kendrick. People are hinting at, okay, maybe he brings out like A$AP Rocky.
ASAP.
You think they gonna let?
I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that people are like, okay, maybe he brings out ASAP Rocky, maybe he brings out Rihanna. Like people are just.
I could see him bringing out Rihanna for like loyalty or like what's the song they have for the Black Panther?
Oh,
All the Stars or something.
Yeah, yes.
But like they're not saying I love bad bitches. That's my fucking problem for the Super Bowl.
No, they're not
sponsor.
doing that.
They're not. They're not. I mean, although it would be good. I would love to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he does have a few songs with Lil Wayne too, though.
Yeah, and I don't think.
What if he did bring out Lil Wayne? Like, what if they made it, happy medium?
Bring out. That would. Like,
yeah,
he better. He was no beef there with them, so I don't.
Wasn't Kendrick on the stage last year with Usher?
2022.
He was
not last.
Oh, with Usher. Okay,
it was the one in LA. It was
Snoop Dogg on that one?
And Dr. Dre.
And Mary. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, that's the one. So he about to hit the stage double time.
Yeah, and I think you made a good point about, I guess, last year we kind of got this hometown, like all the legends from LA that came out. So now we're thinking like, oh, like every time there's a Super Bowl, there's going to be like legends from that city that's going to come out. But I guess you said they set the precedent where it's like, okay, well, maybe that is what we're going for. So I guess I can get the confusion.
But if it's Louisiana, then they gotta bring out Master P and friends. Then like you have to do everybody at that point.
Master P,
make them say on.
Yeah, so I feel like it's been an interesting like discourse around that, and since the Rock Nation partnership is ending soon, who do we all think?
We're back to Coldplay. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ooh, if I had to put, I don't know why Megan is coming to head, but I feel like Megan is hot.
Megan is not performing at the Super Bowl. Be for real.
Why not?
Okay.
Megan could be.
No.
She going global right now. Why not?
For 2026, you got Meg the Stallion.
No, I'm just saying she could be an option, but she's not the top option.
I'm telling y'all, they're going back to rock. Poppy artists after the Rock Nation thing.
Have had, I guess, such a negative track record. I wouldn't mind seeing Chris Brown, but I know that people feel how they feel about him.
Chris Brown,
but honestly, wouldn't mind seeing that. But
touche. After the Rock Nation partnership,
that's what I said.
It's clips.
I don't really think that's gonna happen. But
they said we gave y'all 5 years of these black people
exactly
on the stage.
This is what I think
we need to go back to our roots.
Right.
Oh,
not roots.
I'm like,
not roots.
We gotta go back to our roots.
Yeah, I don't.
Fair.
I can't think of anyone.
If I had to go back to what we was listening to and think about somebody, I really don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It gets spooky.
To perform?
What's his name? Jack Harlow. We had to go.
No, he can definitely not headline.
Hey, I'm just trying to get somebody.
He doesn't even have a large enough
audience.
Y'all say
following.
They would never let him, but Kanye West.
Kanye West with a mic live?
No, they would never let him, but he's like an artist that could headline the Super Bowl.
What's Bad Bunny?
I can see
Spanish,
that.
But he's global.
People love Bad Bunny.
They do.
I could see Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
They had, what was it?
It'll probably be the first international, like.
Mm-hmm. They had Shakira.
Well, they had Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift with, since she's big.
Taylor Swift. Well, I feel like her music is too sleepy. But they will go back to that.
Yeah.
Dang. I don't know, but that'd be tragic. We have to just stay tuned to see what that's gonna be. Cause
maybe they'll bring NSYNC something.
Maybe
in the future, because I'm trying to think what legacy I don't know. I feel like as far as our age group, they already had The Weeknd and Travis Scott, and those are outside of Drake or the biggest 2 other options,
right.
And they already utilized them. So
maybe in the future, Drake. Agrees to do it because
I definitely could see. Yeah, I could definitely.
I would love to see Drake.
I love Drake, so
yeah, I love Drake. Yeah,
it's just now, like you said, the partnership is ending, so I'm like that pool is gonna get spooky. So,
definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, but feel like they're going to have some tough decisions to make. But while we're speaking of the NFL, let's talk about the first 2 weeks.
I'm just glad my boys won, beating Nikki's team.
If your team won, raise your hand.
No one cares about the Patriots. No one cares about the Steelers, number 2.
And she's so happy about the
3.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Now, I can say Joe Burrow definitely did his thing because Jacoby was scaring me for real. Like, he's been on a team, but as quarterback, he was scaring me for real.
Yeah. And I think you brought up, too, there was a touchdown that got overturned that y'all would have, won the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think we would have won. I think it's a consolidation prize. We still looked horrible. And I feel like this has been a common theme for the past, so I guess since we had Zach Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to relinquish his play calling because he's not a good play caller.
Right.
I'm low-key teetering on the fact that he's not a good coach. Since we've had Zach Taylor, we have not won a week 1 game in 5 years, which is disgusting. We were probably gonna lose. Yeah, since we've had him, because he has this thing where it's we want to do it light during the preseason and to avoid injury. Okay, people are still getting injured and we're still losing.
Hold on, is T. Higgins out or is he?
Yeah, he's out.
Okay.
Jamar, I think he's in, but they're still going through the contract dispute. They're held up in, I guess, at what point of the contract they want the guarantees to kick in. Obviously, he wants them earlier in case he gets injured. The Bengals, Mike Brown, they're broke, so they want to do it later. And I saw people saying they want to get the pass rusher from the Jets, Reddick or something. And I'm like, we can't afford him, so stop. Yeah, he wants a new contract.
Afford him. Let's get him because he's unhappy with the Eagles because he wants a contract. So you get him to the Jets, and then you're not giving him a contract. And you're like, why is he unhappy?
We don't have the money for him. We had to franchise tag T.
Right.
Freaking Jamar doesn't have a contract. Some of the people on the defense, I think it was Trey Hendrickson, wants to be traded because they still haven't renewed his contract, even though he has 1 year left. So the Bengals, in short, need a private investor. We don't have any money.
Which is something's crazy. I was
we are the brokest team.
I can't get over that.
They said they haven't offered an extension to a player since 2015, I think. And I was like, that's crazy. I guess in season. I think it was Andrew Whitworth.
Oh yeah. But he was a stronghold. I want to say he was one of the last players that they probably really loved.
Right.
He ended up winning a Super Bowl with the Rams, actually, I'm pretty sure. But no, I remember in Cincy, he used to be all around Cincy. He came to visit us at school and spoke in front of our school. So yeah, he probably is the last one. I know they gave a long time ago, they gave Carson Palmer a big contract, but we see how that turned out. Yeah. He be hating on us still, but
But I think it's interesting with Jamar because now he's there's no conversations. I guess the team brought the idea to him twice, which he said he was misled because, okay, you bring it up twice that you're going to give me an extension. We don't ever get to terms on it. And it's they don't really do, I guess, conversations, or he's not going to talk about it during the season. So now it's
there's
no conversation.
To,
and now he's he took out a $50 million, I think, insurance policy. So I don't know. I think $50 million.
He should. He's basically him playing at all this year is a risk. He doesn't have a contract.
Yeah.
And even T, he got the franchise tag, but it's do you want a contract after this year? Because you're not playing either. I mean, we're probably not going to pay him, but other teams, you're injured or not playing, whatever. Mm-hmm. Or maybe he's not. Who knows? But I don't know. Mike Brown, maybe God forbid, I mean, he's getting up there in age. Maybe once he transitions, the new Bengals ownership will be open to finding other ways to get money. Mm-hmm. But until then, we will remain the brokest team in the NFL. But I'm going to still stick beside them like I have. even when we were winning no game. So what can I do?
Nothing.
But cry.
Nothing.
If we lose today, that'll be my 13th reason.
No.
Ooh. Who they played today? What?
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Yeah, that's an L. That's 2 L's already.
And it's so hard, like, if we start off losing, I mean, and it wouldn't be the first time, because, like, that's the thing I hate about the Bengals. They always say that, like, we're a second half of the season team, which we are, but it's like, you can't start the year off slow
like that,
every single year and think you're about to climb back. But hopefully the Browns are bad. Deshaun Watson looks horrible. Hopefully the Steelers are bad.
Well,
the Ravens. There's nothing I can say for the Ravens. They'll be good, but
they'll be good.
They have Lamar.
Yeah,
Lamar.
But hopefully we can climb back in this little AFC North race.
Browns are playing Jaguars today. Who y'all think is going to win between the Jags and Browns?
Deshaun looks so bad.
He looks really bad. I say Jags.
Like
he messed up in the head. Right?
I really want to know what happened to him
on the right
between.
Track. What you mean? What happened?
The Texans, the year or whatever he took, but like he never looked this bad. Like
he looks like he's like, I guess, overthinking everything. He doesn't really. He's like checking down. I don't know.
Probably because he want to be.
He looks horrible, and it's like. The fact that with like him in it, like they were winning games with the corpse of Joe Flacco. Like this makes you look
they definitely
horrible.
Especially he has like all that guaranteed money, so it's like
the
production.
And they keep trying to push back like the cap hit. The Browns are gonna be fucked.
What y'all think about that? Like when okay, so like when teams already guarantee these contracts to people who don't, show up for their position, then you have people that like Jamar Chase don't have their, their contracts, whatever. Like, how do y'all think like that's why these teams are broke for real? Like, they're playing people who.
I feel like the Browns panicked. Like Baker was hurt.
Yeah.
He was playing hurt, which is a testament to him. I also feel like to a certain degree, Baker's hurt, so why are y'all trying to make him throw the ball so much? Like, I low-key feel like they tried to sabotage Baker to push him out of Cleveland, and then they were like, oh, we need an adult at quarterback. Like, they just start trashing him. Yeah. We need an adult at quarterback, and then you went and paid someone who has, like, 11 misconduct allegations. Yeah. That's not giving adults.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I did like Deshaun Watson. Like, I don't know how he's playing like this year, but
he was. Someone said he died on that massage table. Yeah, and this is somebody else. But even in that, Baker has been looking good with Tampa.
Yeah, he has.
Like I think they won one playoff game last year, and then they won this past week. Hopefully, they keep it up. I'll root for Baker because I always root for the people everyone hate on.
Yeah, because they sent him to Carolina. Like
they tried
he had a rough patch where I was just like,
did you see?
They tried to end him.
Yeah. Did y'all see the Carolina game?
No.
They tried to end him.
Bad. They playing the Chargers today.
Yeah, I don't
Carolina
really
Panthers.
Watch that.
Who did they get?
They had CJ Stroud as their.
No, the Carolina they got. Is it Bryce Young? Yeah, that's who they drafted.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, for me, I don't even think it's the quarterback situation. It's just a bad
the team. Organization
like,
is bad.
If you got CJ Stroud, I'm not gonna say it would have been better.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people they're like, oh, well, CJ he would have got. CJ is good.
He is good. He needs the team.
The system that he's in, that system in Carolina, it wouldn't work. So
Carolina got some work to do.
Yeah, so the Bengals and Pats, that was a pretty interesting game. Then we had Buffalo versus the Dolphins recently. So I don't know. I feel like that sparked.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that sparked a lot of, I guess, conversation around Tua and kind of the team too, because I am disappointed in them because I feel like they always like there's always so much hype, but then when they play good teams, it's like they get blew out.
And they have a good, bro. They have, I feel like they have a pretty decent offensive scheme. I mean, they have Waddle and Hill. Like, what more do you really need?
Yeah.
But, I mean, he got his guaranteed dollars. I feel like he should, I mean, he won't retire, but, like, I feel like he should consider it. I was like... Well, all the concussions, like, I was looking at his age, so Tua is 26.
At, like, 5.
And I was thinking about, Aaron Hernandez. So, like, you know, obviously he did all the stuff he did. But when he died or, like, killed himself in prison, he was 27. But when they did the scan on his brain at 27, he had stage 3 CTE. Right. So it's like, who knows what Tua, like, similar ages, and we've seen him, like, visibly have these concussions. So it's like, who's to say what his brain is right now at the same age versus how it would be if he continues to play.
Right.
And I think it's not even, well, not even, but the concussions that he's having, he's, like, going into, like, fencing. And they say, like, that's the most, I guess, like, stage where it's just, like, your body, like, your brain is, like, has been through something traumatic, and that's crazy to have that done like multiple times.
And
like,
we're visibly, because I remember the one against, because he was concussed before he played the Bengals, but I remember the one on Monday Night Football where he like stiffened out, like it literally was scary. Mm-hmm. But even in this pass thing, I don't know. Number one, he already had the first and goal, so I don't know why he didn't just slide. Mm-hmm. And two, why are you going head first? Like, let's be.
Because brain cells stop producing. That's fine.
Like, he probably felt like, okay, I had a bunch of picks. I was bad. Like, let me try to do something.
Sure, I got that dog.
But
like, you don't need to do that.
Exactly.
But something was a
you
concussion.
Got that. You got that bread. Just try to get a win.
I hope he considers it, like, seriously. He probably won't, but it's like, I don't know. I always think that's something to, like, think about, like.
Yeah, football is a very dangerous and rigorous sport for real. Like, definitely gotta be healthy, like, and you can't risk these smaller injuries because that can be life threatening, life ending. Like, it's nothing to play with for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I also feel like with CTE, you don't really know. Like, no one can say like, "Oh, you have CTE."
Until
like, they can't
really
diagnose it until you die. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's a tough decision. I think it's easy to say, like, oh, retire. And maybe that is the right thing to do. But he is so young. But I do think that does need to, like, come into the conversation.
Consideration. Because it's like...
That's why they put that new rule, too. Well, one of the new rules with the kickoff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they also have the garter caps that they can wear. So I'm not sure why he didn't consider wearing that, too.
But I feel like it does help. But it's like, at the end of the day, you're colliding headfirst into people in a helmet. Your brain is literally just gonna scramble around inside of your skull.
No,
so it's
like the garter cap is like a layer between.
It helps.
Yeah,
I don't see how much it can help.
I mean, I don't know. I'm an advocate for it. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of research.
If it can,
I feel like there's a lot of research with it.
But I feel like football is one of those sports where it's like, you can try to, like, make the game, like, softer, but, like, it's still a contact sport at the end of the day. Like, even, like, in the WWE, like, after the Chris Benoit guy, like, he had really bad CTE, but, like, after that, they were like, okay, we'll stop with the headshots, with the chairs, and, like,
WWE had CTE?
So... this, like, happened, like, a long time ago, but basically Chris Benoit was, like, a really popular wrestler, and he had CTE, number one, but he was also abusing, like, steroids and stuff, like, really bad. Okay. But basically, he killed his wife, his son, and then himself.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then when they did the scan on his brain, like, they saw, like, his brain was, like, an elderly man with Alzheimer's. Like, that's how, like, messed up, like, his brain was. And he was, like, a high flyer, like, very dangerous, like, type of wrestler. So that was also part of it. Mm-hmm. But... yeah, it's something to consider. Like, you can try to, like, make the game softer, but it's like, it's football.
It's football.
And there's still people who want to hit hard.
Mm-hmm. We love it,
times
though.
have evolved because, them old teams, they be hitting to knock somebody out. Now it's like,
Bounty
like,
Gates.
no, he's trying to hurt him.
Bounty Gates.
Right.
No, for real.
So,
I wonder if that's all. I wonder if it's still a thing, but like under the wraps. Because, in the Bounty Gate thing, they were like, oh, like if you knock out one of the players, you can get an extra like couple thousand. Like, I wonder if they do that still under the table.
You never know.
Because even the fact there was a whole scheme and like lottery system, whatever, to do it, I'm like, no way that just completely went away. And even, who was the coach? He was the Saints coach, and then he was in the Broncos. It was the New Orleans Saints that was like part of it. And like, they took a closer look because I think it was like a game
Sean Payton?
Yeah, Sean Payton.
Oh!
Yes, Sean Payton. I'm like, his name was like on the tip of like my head. Yeah, he was like part of it. Okay, yeah, he was like part of it. But like, yeah, they like fucking almost killed Brett Favre. Like, they was...
Yeah.
I wonder if it's still a thing. I really do. I don't know. Even the Steelers, like when they had like Ryan Clark and all them, when they was hitting people hard, I'm like, were they part of Bounty Gate? Yeah. Like, because the way they was hitting, I'm like, you ain't hitting for nothing.
He got something waiting on the other side of that head.
Nah, sometimes I be liking those hits though. When they not dangerous. When the person get up, then it's okay.
Yeah. But when they on the ground?
But yeah, when they on the ground, I'm like, whoa, nah, you know that was a little extra.
Yikes. But no, we have a long football season, some good games coming up. Like you said today,
please
Chiefs and Bengals. I have the Chiefs, but I know.
I hope we can win. Like, this is the win that we need to turn the season around. Even though it's only the second game.
Yeah, baby,
but it's like,
I don't think it's gonna happen.
We need it to happen.
Look, we definitely Patriots gonna beat the Seahawks today. So.
Yikes. But
yeah.
Two mediocre teams, but yeah.
Who two mediocre teams?
The Patriots.
The Seahawks and the Patriots.
Hey, a win is a win.
No, it's a win, but oof. Playoffs gonna get spooky. But
yeah, I'm scared about playoffs.
So it seems like we covered a lot. We talked about Shannon Sharpe, that whole fiasco, losing Frankie Beverly, Richard Quan, and just, the football season, the start, and what we can expect to come, I guess. But yeah, pretty good. So thank you all for tuning in to the second episode of Three's a Charm. And we hope that you stay connected with us on Instagram at 3 Charm Podcast for the content. So
yay. Thanks, cousin.
Go Bengals. Hoo day.
Bye, cousin.
Bye.